General Hospital spoilers indicate that Rocco Falconeri could find out the truth about the fact that he was carried by Dr. Britt Westbourne and not his mother, Lulu Spencer. Britt stole Lulu's fertilized egg with her husband at the time, Dante Falconeri, and had her mother, Dr. Liesl Obrecht, implant her with it. Britt tried to pose off the baby as her own, Ben Westbourne, in an attempt to win back Dr. Patrick Drake, who she claimed was the father. Rocco may have stumbled upon this information as Brooke Lynn Quartermain has gathered information, including the original birth certificate of Benjamin Westbourne, and Rocco would have a lot of questions. Rocco Falconeri looked through the file of information on him that Brooke Lynn Quartermain gathered. Rocco saw his name on the file of information that Brooke Lynn gathered, and he may have already looked at it. He would wonder why Brooke Lynn has this information and what she plans to do with it. However, Rocco could soon read that Britt carried him and wonder why he has never heard anything about this. He would look to the one person who could give him answers, his mother, Lulu, who until now he always believed gave birth to him. Rocco Falconeri confronts Lulu Spencer. About Britt Westbourne, Rocco would storm into his home with the file in hand and confront Lulu. Lulu would wonder how Rocco got a hold of such information. Rocco would ask her if there is any truth to this. Did Britt Westbourne carry him? Lulu would tell Rocco the truth, and that Britt did carry him, and that at first, Lulu and Dante had no idea that Rocco was their son. Rocco could be angry with Lulu for keeping the truth from him, and ask her why he never told her. Lulu could say that it was history, and there was no need for him to know the truth. All ended up fine, and Lulu and Dante got him back. Rocco may not see it that way, and see it as a betrayal, the ramifications of Rocco Falconeri. Learning the truth. Now that Rocco knows the truth about his conception, he could turn his back on his parents, Lulu and Dante. Because of their lack of honesty, Rocco would tell his parents to keep their distance from him. He could move back into the Quartermain mansion, but would still keep his distance from Dante. The road for forgiveness could be a long one for Rocco, as he grows closer with his newfound brother, Gio Palmieri. Not to mention, Brooke Lynn would have a lot of explaining to do and could take the blame for everything. Also, Lulu would go after Brooke Lynn in a rage. Brooke Lynn would ask her how she feels having this done to her. Get ready for another showdown between Lulu and Brooke Lynn. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that Rocco knows the truth about his conception? Will Rocco turn his back on Lulu and Dante after he finds out all the details? Will Brooke Lynn be blamed for the truth coming out? Keep watching General Hospital, weekdays on ABC. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. This week, General Hospital fans didn't need to wait for Sunday to watch Maurice Benard on his State of Mind podcast. Instead, he surprised them on Thursday with a 1.5-hour compilation of his favorite recorded episodes. Read on to find out which ones he chose. It takes a lot of effort to put together a podcast, and Maurice didn't choose the easiest topics, which mostly focus on mental health awareness. Fortunately, since his first episode with Riza Dorkin about 4 years ago, he's grown to over 150K subscribers. Mainly, that's because other well-known people stepped up to help out. However, he does have some issues with some folks like Kanye West, who he reckons should open up about mental health. Well, he does have some good episodes there, even without the unwilling. And he put them together so fans could look back at his favorite old episodes. The stars that featured in his favorite selection included Carlo Rota, Steve Burton, and Rena Sofer. Additionally, he promised that he'd post a few more compilations in the future. Fans reacted well, so it's not a bad idea that he came up with. The first one was Carlo Rota, who has a huge resume of shows and films, including Little Mosque on the Prairie. After chatting about his early life and family, they got around to mental health. Carlo said, "When you are in this business particularly, I'm sure it happens in other businesses, but I just know this business that it's your duty to guard your mental health." He added, "To the point where you can exist as a normal person when you're not working right, and that is a challenge." Yeah, that is a challenge. It's a challenge for many reasons. Rena, who played the role of Lois Cerullo on GH, said that she and her mom were not close, and they hadn't spoken for 11 years. But her mom contacted her daughter via her website and offered to give her old photos back. Talk about cutting folks off. They had a difficult relationship, and Rena explained to Maurice Benard that she came from an emotionally abusive mother. That was a difficult time for her mental health. She was grateful that her dad raised her as normally as possible. Finally, it was the turn of Steve Burton. Maurice Benard, who GH fans know struggles with bipolar, talked about some books that Steve gave him to read. He got emotional as he explained how the mornings are tough, but Steve's books helped him a lot, and that made him look forward to something to do in the morning. The two men then talked about vibrations and positive energy. General Hospital spoilers reveal Sasha Gilmore Corbin is teetering on an emotional precipice in Port Charles, newly postpartum, after welcoming her daughter, Daisy, with Michael Corinthos. Haunted by the loss of her son Liam in 2021, Sasha's hormone-fueled anxiety is spiking, compounded by a chilling hospital nursery incident where Daisy was found turned around in her crib, wearing different clothing. Details Sasha can't explain. As whispers of foul play circulate, possibly tied to Jen Sidwell's schemes or Drew Quartermain's vendetta, could these unsettling events push Sasha toward a postpartum mental spiral? If someone is toying with her fragile state, will she begin to doubt her own sanity? Sasha's joy over Daisy's birth is overshadowed by her past trauma and heightened hormones, making the hospital nursery mishap, a nurse's vague explanation failing to calm her, and the recent unexplained incident back at the Quartermain mansion feel like a sinister warning. Her history of mental health struggles, seen after Liam's death, leaves her vulnerable, and the unexplained clothing swap fuels her paranoia. If similar incidents persist, Sasha might question her grip on reality, especially with Michael distracted by his ongoing concerns with Willow Corinthos. Will her fears spiral, or can she hold steady? The nursery snafu raises suspicions of deliberate manipulation. Sidwell clashing with Sonny Corinthos could target Sasha to target Michael. Meanwhile, Drew, bitter over losing Willow custody to Michael, might orchestrate subtle gaslighting to weaken his bond with Sasha. Further, it's possible Daisy may also be at risk. A shadowy figure, like a hospital staffer tied to Sidwell, could be behind the crib incident, aiming to push Sasha toward a breakdown. Sasha's growing distrust in herself could blind her to the truth. Is someone preying on her emotions, or is it a cruel coincidence? Sasha's mental stability hangs by a thread as Daisy's safety consumes her. If more unexplainable events pile up, say, a misplaced baby blanket or a strange visitor, she might retreat inward, fearing a postpartum collapse. Nina Reeves and Felicia Scorpio could offer support, but Sasha's past trauma might make her doubt their help. Is Sasha about to spiral into postpartum madness as a sinister somebody messes with her emotions, or can she fight through her doubts to protect Daisy and uncover the truth behind the nursery mystery? General Hospital spoilers are in for the week of June 30th, 2025. Fans can expect an unwelcome guest to crash Daisy Gilmore Corinthos' christening. A bomb is thrown into Charlie's, putting Christina Corinthos Davis in danger. Also, Anna Devane faces off with Ada Justine Turner. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the ABC soap opera. During the week of June 30th, fans can expect Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Michael Corinthos, Jason Morgan, Felicia Scorpio, and others to attend Daisy's christening. Is the person who crashes the christening the same one that is changing things in Daisy's nursery? Does this person have good intentions, or are they trying to make Sasha seem crazy? Next week, Christina will end up in grave danger. Fans know that Jen Sidwell was looking through pictures of Sonny Corinthos' loved ones. Two of the characters that could be seen in the photos include Christina and Giovanni Gio Palmieri. It doesn't look like anyone is inside Charlie's when the explosion happens. However, it means that Sonny will vow to get payback for the attempt on Christina's life. Anna Devane and Harrison Chase will race to Charlie's to investigate the crime. Anna and Turner also have another showdown. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Michael and Sasha reconnect. These two do have a romantic history before the conception of Daisy. However, they have spent many years as friends, so seeing Michael open up to Sasha will be good. It's also nice that they have come to an agreement about Daisy, although I wonder for how long. Lucas Jones gives some encouragement to Marco Rios. Meanwhile, Alexis Davis confronts Sidwell. Since Christina runs Charlie's, Alexis will demand to know if the villain is responsible for the bombing. Meanwhile, Jack Brennan is forced to set boundaries with Jocelyn Jacks. Meanwhile, Gio confides in Emma Scorpio Drake. Fans will also see Trina Robinson attempt to warn Kai Taylor. It is also teased that Maxie Jones makes some kind of discovery. As for Friday, July 4th, don't expect a new episode. Instead, fans will see a repeat from November 27, 2024. General Hospital spoilers and rumors tease. Nelle Benson could be behind the gaslighting plot surrounding Sasha Corbin. Someone is sneaking into the Quartermain mansion and into Daisy Gilmore Corinthos' room. Could it be that Willow Tate's evil twin Nelle is involved since she's been presumed dead for some time? Fans never saw her body, and there was no funeral. Therefore, we will explore the possibility that it might be Nina Reeves's other daughter, why she would interfere with Daisy and Sasha, and how things could change. It appears that Nelle is the one in question, but perhaps that's not the case. What we do know for sure is that someone is playing games with Sasha and using her newborn baby Daisy first. Sasha received the wrong baby at GH, which caused her to panic. She instantly recognized that the baby wasn't hers. Fortunately, Lucas Jones found Daisy just moments later and brought the correct baby to her. Nonetheless, it was a frightening experience. Recently, Sasha placed Daisy in her crib the first time something strange happened. She went up to check on her, and someone had turned on her musical mobile. The second time she did this, she went downstairs to have a conversation with a few people. Upon returning to check on Daisy, she noticed that the baby was turned the completely opposite way and was dressed in a different colored little onesie. Clearly, someone must have changed her. Sasha inquired with everyone who could have gone in to tend to Daisy, but no one confessed to doing it. There has been quite a bit of speculation among fans about the possibility of Nina's presumed deceased daughter, Nelle, making a return. Currently, Willow is facing a tough situation, and Nelle has been thought to be dead for 5 years now. She fell off a cliff during a confrontation with Carly Spencer, landing near a river far below. The same river where Morgan Corinthos could have ended up. Anyway, about a month after her fall, Jason Morgan received a call from someone claiming they had discovered Nelle's body. However, we never actually saw it, even though Harrison Chase identified it and then went off for a stiff drink. You see, Willow Tate's twin sister never received a funeral. However, there is a gravestone for her in the Port Charles Cemetery that Nina visits from time to time. Ultimately, death seldom prevents any character from making a comeback on soap operas. So, yes, it's entirely possible for GH to resurrect Nelle. The ABC soap could easily claim she has been alive for the past 5 years, that she was rescued from the river. Perhaps she received assistance from some of Shiloh Archer's Dawn of Day followers. They might have discovered another body or, committed murder because they're unhinged, and maybe there was another body in her place. If you recall, if you wonder why they would do that, Nelle was married to Shiloh at the time of his death. They met in prison, and he had upstate New York law enforcement officers among his followers doing dirty deeds for him. So that's all very feasible. Nelle might have been recovering and then lurking and hiding and biding her time, waiting for the right moment to strike at the people that she hates. And with Willow split from Michael Corinthos and Sasha giving birth to Michael's baby, maybe Nelle is back for some long-awaited revenge on General Hospital. Baby Daisy appears to be in a different room than the playroom/nursery where Drew and Willow were caught by the nanny cam having sex. However, why doesn't Daisy's room have a video nanny cam? It does have a sound-only one. If it had a nanny cam with a video feed, all questions would be answered, and Sasha wouldn't have to be so worried about a creepy stalker after her baby. She freaked out to Cody Bell in a recent episode when he delivered a gift to Sasha for Daisy. It was a great big elephant that was sent by Robert Scorpio and Holly Sutton. So, let's quickly discuss a few reasons why Nelle might be back to stalking Daisy, gaslighting Sasha, and causing trouble. Nelle could be targeting Sasha simply because she got pregnant by Michael. Nelle was obsessed with Michael, and they have a child together. She is Wiley Corinthos' biological mother. Nelle was supposedly in love with Michael and very possessive of him. We all know she was quite unstable. Therefore, she might feel jealous that Sasha had Michael's baby. Additionally, she knows that Sasha will inform Michael about the baby being switched and relocated. This could really upset him, and Nelle might just want to torment both of them. Nelle might return to bother the Corinthos family. Carly didn't make much effort to assist Nelle when she was hanging off that cliff. Nelle committed many awful acts against Carly and Sonny Corinthos and others in the family. And Nelle and Carly truly hated each other, like a next-level animosity. Nelle would crawl back from the deepest parts of hell just to annoy Carly. That's how much Nelle loathed her. And if you recall, at one time, Nelle had manipulated her so severely that Carly ended up in Ferncliff receiving shock treatments, and Daisy is Carly's granddaughter, so abducting her and causing trouble would torment Carly, Sasha, and Michael. Nelle would definitely do that. The third point is that Willow's malevolent twin might be causing trouble for Sasha, as she feigned being the daughter of Nina Reeves. The entire revelation of Nina being your mother surfaced after Nelle's death. However, it has been 5 years since that event. If Nelle were still alive, the fact that Nina is her biological mother would have likely come to light by now. She would undoubtedly be enraged that Sasha accepted money from Valentine Cassadine to deceive her mother Nina, shatter her heart, and impersonate her. Nelle knew Willow, and she knew that Willow and Michael married and had her son, once the whole baby swap thing came out in the open. But she didn't know Willow was her twin. Nelle took drastic measures to keep Wiley away from Michael. Now that Michael has sole custody, it could be the reason she has emerged from her dark phase to engage in questionable actions. You see, Willow has a strong dislike for Sasha. Nelle may be back to get Wiley back from Michael, and perhaps Amelia Corinthos as well, since Michael is her father. Therefore, Nelle may be aiming for Sasha's baby too, since she had an affair with Michael while he was still married to her twin, Willow. If Nelle has been hiding for some time, she might have had a role in the explosion at Sonny's penthouse, since she doesn't like him either. It would be quite intriguing if Nelle is somehow collaborating with or working for Jen's Sidwell. They share some common foes. Sidwell has also shown interest in Sasha's baby, which creates a connection. The concept of Sidwell and Nelle plotting together appealing because they are both quite devious. It's possible that Sidwell provided Nelle Benson with the bomb and instructed her, set it up and blow up Sonny. But then she noticed Michael there and thought, oh, I'll kill him instead. Years ago, Kevin Collins took on Ryan Chamberlain's personality, like a dissociative identity disorder alter when he thought he was dead. Could something similar be happening to Willow, and she's taken on Nelle's personality and actions? You know, after that meltdown in court when she lost custody of her children, all because of Sidwell, Willow might have lost her mind. Perhaps one part of her brain believes she is Nelle and is out seeking revenge. Meanwhile, the other part still thinks she's Willow. Honestly, Nelle seems to be a better match for Drew than Willow, who at this stage is suffering from Stockholm Syndrome and cult brain syndrome, among other issues. Here's what's ahead in Port Charles. While Friday, July 4th airs an encore episode of General Hospital, there is still plenty of explosive moments ahead. Here are 3 major moments to watch out for this week in Port Charles. The week will kick off with Christina in danger. That's nothing new for the mob princess, but this time, it may be at the hands of Sidwell. When a firebomb is tossed into Charlie's, Sidwell will be the #1 suspect, especially after having photos of all of Sonny's ones. When Anna and Chase arrive to the crime scene, everyone can only hope no one got hurt. Hurt or not, midweek, Sonny will vow revenge. He's been keeping an eye on Sidwell as his latest enemy, and now that a fiery threat has hit another one of his children, he'll be on the warpath. But before Sonny has the chance, it seems Alexis will pay a visit to Sidwell first. Will this be a friendly visit, or a mother looking to avenge her daughter? The week starts out with Natalia crashing Daisy's christening. The ceremony will go off without a hitch, but Natalia will have some choice words for Sonny about his attempt to get her out of the country. General Hospital spoilers and updates for the week of June 30th tease baptism crashers, crime scenes, and revenge vowed. Natalia Ramirez crashes Daisy Gilmore Corinthos' baptism. Anna Devane rushes to the scene of a crime, and Sonny Corinthos vows revenge. Monday, June 30th. Natalia crashes Daisy's christening and is promptly escorted out. Sonny tells her she can't be there and has his guard remove her. In the meantime, Brooke Lynn Quartermain Chase and Harrison Chase make a pact. Elsewhere, Lucas Jones encourages Marco Rios to reach out to his mother before it's too late. Christina Corinthos Davis finds herself in a dangerous situation, likely at Charlie's pub, and in the police commissioner's office, Anna faces off with acting district attorney Justine Turner. Tuesday, July 1st. Anna and Chase rush to the scene of a crime. Charlie's pub was firebombed. In the meantime, Alexis Davis pays a visit to Gen Z Sidwell. Elsewhere, Michael Corinthos opens up to Sasha Corbin. Jack Brennan sets boundaries with Jocelyn Jacks. Also, Molly Lansing Davis is relieved. Does that mean Christina made it out of the pub okay? On Wednesday, July 2nd, Sonny vows revenge, and that must have something to do with the firebombing of the pub. Elsewhere, Gio Palmieri opens up to Emma Scorpio Drake. In the meantime, Lucas voices his fears. It's possible that he's talking to Marco, and Natalia has disappeared, or worse. Tracy Quartermain has returned to doing some scheming, and as for Jocelyn, she will make a revelation. Thursday, July 3rd. Trina Robinson has a warning for Kai Taylor. Has she found out he betrayed her and her father to Drew Kane yet? Elsewhere, Maxie Jones makes a discovery. Might that be related to that bad financial news late last week? In the meantime, Dante Falconeri seeks out his father Sonny. As for Michael, he finds himself disturbed. Back with the Spencer family, Lulu Spencer advises her mother, Laura Collins. Friday, July 4th is an encore episode from November 27th, 2024. Christina had a meltdown in court. Lucky Spencer and Elizabeth Baldwin confronted Cyrus Renault. Elsewhere, Lulu came face-to-face with Rocco Falconeri. Maxie supported Sasha, even though at the time the situation was awkward. Also, Damian Spinelli was taken aback. General Hospital spoilers and updates reveal recent cast shakeups have become quite the trend lately, with Jonathan Jackson leaving and Erica Slezak coming. Shortly after the surprising announcement that Kelly Thiebaud was back on set for the ABC soap, fans began speculating about Kathleen Gotti's return to the show as Liesl Obrecht. Here's a brief overview of Liesl's family members. Her daughter was Britt, and her son was Nathan West. He was brought up by her sister, Madeline Reeves, as Nina Reeves's younger brother. Their father was Cesar Faison, who was also the father of Peter August and Anna Devane's twin, Alex Merrick, his mother. Tragically, Liesl lost both of her children. First Nathan, who was shot, and then Britt, who fell victim to the hook. There are also rumors that Kathleen and Ryan might be returning, potentially linked to Dr. Henry Dalton's secret project, which could involve human cloning. Gotti has not yet commented on the rumors, but she is definitely enjoying the speculation from her fans. On X, she posted a photo of a dancing Daisy toy that performed the song Come and Get Your Love by Redbone. Kathleen playfully engaged with a fan who commented on her X post saying, since there are rumors about your return to GH soon, is that your stand-in for Steve Burton? Gotti replied with a GIF featuring Minion's blue eyes stating, I believe Steve Burton has blue eyes. Fans will need to keep tuning in to find out if Gotti makes her way back to Port Charles. Right now, it's a wait and see. The positive news is that Thiebaud will be returning to the screen in July, so if Gotti does come back, it should be around that time. Unfortunately, the downside is that Obrecht won't have Scott Baldwin as her love interest. His dressing room was given to another actor, a traditional sign of an actor gone. General Hospital sees there have been some strange things going on with Sasha Gilmore's new baby girl, Daisy Gilmore Corinthos, and it definitely looks like somebody is gaslighting Sasha. And I'm wondering if it could be Nelle Benson back to stir the pot. We're going to talk about whether it could be Willow Tate's evil twin, Nelle Benson, since she's, been presumed dead for a while. But fans never saw her body. There was never a funeral. There's some other things to talk about with that. So, we're going to discuss why it might be Nina Reeves's other daughter, why she would mess with Daisy and Sasha, and what could twist it around. So it seems like it's Nelle. But maybe it's not. So what's certain at this point is somebody is messing with Sasha and using her newborn baby Daisy to do it. You know, first Sasha was brought the wrong baby at General Hospital, and she went into a panic. She immediately knew that wasn't her kid. Thankfully, Lucas Jones found Daisy just a couple of minutes later, brought the right kid in. But it was still terrifying. And then, more recently, Sasha put Daisy down in her crib. Then she went downstairs, talked to some people. And then, when she came back up to check on her, the baby was facing the complete opposite way and wearing a different colored little onesie. So, somebody's doing this. The big question is who? The other question is, they had a nanny cam up there because it caught Drew Kane Quartermain sexing up Willow. Why isn't that nanny cam turned on? Why don't they have security, just given the issues that are going on in general? And the fact that they're a wealthy family. So, there's been some chatter among fans who are wondering if Nina's presumed dead daughter, Nelle, might be back and doing it. Right now, Willow is going through an ordeal, and we're going to talk about how she could be all twisted up in it. And whenever fans start talking about something, I like to dig into it and see how feasible it is. You know, Nelle's been presumed dead for the past 5 years. She fell from a cliff after a tussle with Carly Corinthos Spencer. And there was like a river way far below. The same river I think that Morgan Corinthos ended up in. Anyway, about a month after she fell, Jason Morgan got a call from someone that said they had found Nelle's body, but we never saw it. You know, Willow's twin sister never got a funeral, but there is a gravestone for her in the Port Charles Cemetery that Nina visits occasionally. And bottom line, death is rarely an obstacle to any character's return on any soap opera. So yeah, absolutely, GH could bring back Nelle. So, the ABC soap, you know, could say she's been alive these last 5 years, that she was pulled out of the river, had help from some of Shiloh Archer's Dawn of Day followers, you know? They found another body, or, you know, killed somebody because they're crazy, and there was another body in her place. And if you recall, if you wonder why they would do that, Nelle was married to Shiloh at the time of his death. They met in prison, and he had upstate New York law enforcement officers among his followers doing dirty deeds for him. So that's all very feasible. You know, Nelle might have been recovering and then lurking and hiding and biding her time, waiting for the right moment to strike at the people that she hates. And with Willow split from Michael Corinthos and Sasha giving birth to Michael's baby, maybe Nelle is back for some long-awaited revenge on General Hospital. I love a good villain. Nelle was so toxic and so horrible. And those are all the trademarks of a great villain. So just real quick, we're going to talk about a few ideas of why and how Nelle could be back stalking Daisy, gaslighting Sasha, doing bad things. So just the first thing to talk about is Nelle could be messing with Sasha simply because she got pregnant by Michael. You know, Nelle was obsessed with Michael. They share a child. She is Wiley Quartermain Corinthos' biological mother, and Nelle was supposedly in love with Michael and extremely possessive of him. And she was bat-crap crazy. We all know that. So she might be jealous that Sasha had Michael's baby. Plus, she knows Sasha will tell Michael about the baby being changed and moved, and that would freak him out, and Nelle may just want to torment them both. So, the second thing is that Nelle might be back to torment the Corinthos family. I mean, I don't think Carly tried that hard to help Nelle when she was clinging to the edge of that cliff. I mean, why would she? Not that I blame her. Nelle did so many terrible things to Carly and Sonny Corinthos and others in the family. And you know, Nelle and Carly Corinthos absolutely despised each other, like next-level hatred. So I think Nelle would slither back from the deepest depths of hell just to torment Carly. That's how much Nelle disliked her. And if you remember, at one point, Nelle had gaslit her so bad that Carly was in Ferncliff getting shock treatments. And Daisy is Carly's granddaughter. So kidnapping her, messing with her, would torment Carly and Sasha and Michael. So yeah, Nelle would obviously do that. The third thing is Willow's evil twin may be tormenting Sasha because she pretended to be Nina's daughter. The whole Nina's your mom reveal came after Nelle died. But it has been 5 years since then, and if she were alive, Nina being her biological mom would have been something that Nelle would have found out by now. And she'd be furious that Sasha took a payday from Valentine Cassadine to con her mother Nina, break her heart, and pretend to be her. All right, fourth thing to consider. Nelle might be back to get to know her twin sister Willow. I'm sure creepy cult leader Shiloh talked about Willow a lot to Nelle while they were in prison together. So, she might want to snatch Wiley to get her son away from Michael. Nelle might be upset that he took him from her sister, who she might be okay raising her kid, definitely a preference over Michael. And you know, Nelle went to extremes to keep Wiley away from Michael. So, Michael having sole custody now might be what has pulled her out of the darkness to start doing bad things. You know, Willow dislikes Sasha. They don't like each other anymore. So, Nelle might be targeting Sasha's baby because she slept with Michael while he was married to her twin Willow. You know, the last thing to consider, the fifth on our list, is whether Nelle's been lurking for a while. And maybe she was involved in that bomb in Sonny's penthouse, because she doesn't like him either. I think it could be really interesting if Nelle is somehow working with, or for, Sidwell. They do have common enemies. Sidwell has been interested in Sasha's baby too. So, that's an overlap. I like the idea of Sidwell and Nelle conspiring because they're both so wicked. And Sidwell might have given Nelle Benson the bomb and said, "Set it up and blow up Sonny." But then she saw Michael there and was like, I'm going to kill him instead. You know, the last thing to consider is that it is not Nelle back from the dead. But it's Willow, and she's had some sort of psychotic break, DI'd or something, and is acting like her evil twin, Nelle. You know, after that freak out in court when she lost custody of her kids, thanks to Sidwell, Willow's brain might have snapped. Maybe half her brain thinks she is Nelle and is out doing vengeful things. And then the other half of her brain still thinks she's Willow. I think that would be really interesting. She's been getting darker. And I mean, let's face it, Nelle is actually a better partner for Drew than Willow, who is just at this point has Stockholm Syndrome, has cult brain syndrome, all of this. So, we'll see how it goes. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.